Friday Football Fever on SNN. Sponsored by Renewal by Anderson.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Friday Football Fever here on SNN. I'm Don Brennan, as Gia Lancey has left the building. Yes, she's working in Tampa tonight, but she's done here at SNN as she heads to Charlotte, North Carolina to take the next step in her career. All right, well, thank you for joining us. And the Cardinal Mooney Cougars elevated to #1 in the state this week, and they had trouble finding an opponent who wanted to play them, but finally they landed one who was willing to play them and travel to do so from Miami. Our game of the week.
Now the game of the week on SNN
is a Catholic crusade as the Cougars welcome Monsignor Pace from Miami into the Cougars den. Then there's Coach Googs, the big all-time wrestling coach at Manatee High, flipping the coin, and it was heads. And well, Cougars they deferred, but they got the ball after a 3-and-out, and Cardinal Jackson. He carried this whole drive pretty much. He broke off that 30-yard run for a first down and mostly gets it inside the 15. And on 4th down, he goes into the end zone. It was 7-0 Cats. Yes, the Cougars clawing their way to a 7-0 lead. The defense was staunch as Jordan Fernandez scrambling, but McCaden Brown tracks him down, does a little hip drop tackle there. He would have got penalized in the NFL. Yes, that's thwarted that drive. So the next drive after punt for the Cougars, it's the Chemistry Young show. Yes, he takes a pass, it gets 14 yards and first down. They had good chemistry on this drive. They did. Then, yes, Davidson, another pass. He fakes left and goes right, takes his time. And, well, there's Chemistry Young taking it to the House of the Holy, a 46-yard touchdown and 14-0 Mooney lead. Still in the first quarter, yet another punt. And this time, well, it's Marvin Harris doing all the work. Yes, they give each player gets their own drive, and Harris did most of the work on this one, gets just inside the pylon. Then he gets just inside the end zone and gets credit for the big salad and all the work on the drive. 21-0 Cougars in the first. They never looked back, and they routed Monsignor Pace 47-9, and once proud program from Miami. Well, they sent the Pacers on their way back, a very unhappy bus ride, about a 3-hour and 15-minute bus ride to Monsignor Pace in Miami. All right, Mooney 7-1 on the season. They're 1-0 in their district, and they play a district game next week against Tarpon Springs at the home of the Sponges next Friday night. In other scores around the league, Venice hosting Clearwater Central Catholic. They beat them 35-21. In the Kurt Bradley Bowl, Southeast beating Braden River 28-15. Yes, Palmetto and Manatee. And the Battle of Manatee County, and Palmetto took the Canes down. Yes, they did. We got to switch the scoreboard. There you go. All right, 31-13, Palmetto beat the Canes, and Sarasota Christian burying Babcock in a battle of Blazers and Trailblazers. So they won 42-0. Next scoreboard, Northport taking on Hardee County as a battle of Cats. And the Bobcats, they're taking steps towards respectability, but they lost a close one, 29-25. Then, well, the Parish Community Bulls winning 14-6 over Leonard. Out of Door Academy got waylaid by St. Pete Catholic, but Lakewood Ranch, well, they did the same to Gateway, 49-46, St. Pete winning, and then the Mustangs winning 36-14. Bradenton Christian versus Classical Academy. Yes, Sarasota Christian, yeah, they beat them. Here, we got to move it along. There we go, I'm sorry. St. Stephen's got beat. They actually got beat 36-25. Bradenton Christian beating Classical of Sarasota 40-0. And Sarasota, well, they were listed as playing at home, but they actually had to travel to Winter Haven to play the Blue Devils. They lost a non-district game 19-12. The Sailors falling to 4-4. And of course, for tonight, feeding the fever, Joey D's Chicago-style eateries. They do it every Friday night for SNN's Friday Football Fever crew, and we appreciate them and appreciate Michelle Colunga going to get the pizzas for us. They have 4 locations, Joey D's does: Venice, Sarasota, Bradenton, and Palmetto, and it's Chicago-style eatery, and it is quite delicious. And that's
Friday
all there is.
Football Fever
There's
on
no
SNN.
more.
Sponsored by Renewal by Anderson.
Are we on or are we done? Because we were done. That's all there is. There is no more. That's all there is for Friday Football Fever on this Friday night.